And I absolutely applaud it. I absolutely applaud
Why wouldn't you want to play for Australia, the country you grow up?
Because they grow up in a family where they go to church with a lot of Tongans.
Yeah, but you're still in Australia.
So I'm the skier on closest to us, and my French competitor lost control going into that top air and flew off the side of the jump. And anyway, I remember being at this point, I could tell something was up, and then right at the last minute, just saw him on his back.
The Roosters tomorrow night, it's their grand final. If they lose tomorrow night, they're no chance of making that 8th position.
Oh, hello and welcome to another episode of Freddy and the 8th. As I welcome Andrew Johns, Brad Fittler alongside me. We're proudly brought to you by Sportsbet. Gentlemen, do you know what number episode this is? 199. Next week.
What's that word? The penultimate? Is it the...
What a stupid word.
I know. Dumb.
Penultimate.
Penultimate.
200th next week, and we're going to have some special guests coming in.
Jeez, that's flown, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah, well done to the both of you. You've been here from the start, seeing as it is your show, so there you go.
Yeah.
All right, we have so much coming your way here on Freddy and the 8th this week. Plenty to look forward to, plenty to discuss as well. We will be talking all the selection dramas, of course, with Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow. That in the news this week. We're going to be looking closely at finals footy. We've got a very special Winter Olympian joining us as well. And then, of course, we will be previewing all the games coming up on Nines or Wide Order Sports this weekend. But I wanted to raise something with you guys. I don't know whether anyone caught this earlier in the week. Have you heard about Gus and his experiences in Thailand?
Gus in Thailand?
Gus in Thailand. Have a listen.
I've never seen Gus with a tan.
What did you think?
I've had one massage in my life. I think it was in Thailand somewhere, but legitimate.
Is there such a thing?
Footballers get massaged every day now.
Not in Thailand.
Footballers get massaged every day.
Oh, there's a rabbit hole I didn't expect to go down.
We might not be on air next week.
That's great, Gus. Really.
What's up with Thailand?
That's when you get the back wheels tickled.
What do you think Gal's laughing so much in that one?
Because he knows.
Would you expect it from Gus? He just looked like he was an innocent bystander.
I think Gus is, he can keep a secret, so...
Have you ever had funny experience with the massage?
What are you talking about?
What do you reckon I'm talking about?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm tapping out.
All right, let's dive into some things that are happening around the grounds at the moment in the NRL. It looks like there's plenty unfolding with the Gold Coast Titans. And Des, did you see this over the weekend? His absolute spray at the players who are...
And that's the owner there. That's Rebecca Frizzell.
Yes.
Look, I'm going to get out of here.
He was cooling them out of the showers.
I couldn't blame him. I actually watched this when they were coming off the field and blokes were laughing and shaking hands with the opposition. It's just not good enough.
And you know what? It just shows how much Des cares. And
Well, you wonder if it doesn't hurt, and then you've got to ask the question, how long can it hurt for? You know, so everyone's a little bit different, but, you know, obviously to react like that.
And I'd react like that too if I was coaching and they were showering in their Speedos. Come on. Just be the best 10 minutes of my
I wonder they've all got ringworms these days.
well, Des has some priors. Wind the clocks back a few years and remember when this unfolded with the door.
What's Jamie Lyons' reaction? Killer, one of the great fellas.
Laying down the law here, absolutely fuming, and then the poor innocent victims.
And that no one laughed. You think when he walked out, everyone would be pissing themselves laughing. They must have played bad.
See, the question is though, who's got the bigger blow up in them? Des
Well, Craig Bellamy.
or Craig Bellamy?
He just lives like that. That's just him normal. The new walk. I'd love to know his paces over a bad game. The one on the weekend, I would have loved to see how many steps he took. Just wears a...
How
Where's
hard
the
is
bit
it
of
up the
carpet
block?
out?
How hard is it up there when something goes against you?
Mate, it's
out of your control. Eh?
Well, it is. You've got a few things you can do. Well, you can send messages and certain players can react, but generally you can't do much.
How many messages did you listen to when you played and changed the way?
No, I found it very hard. I remember Ronnie Palmer coming on, just go, mate, Ronnie,
Leave me alone.
tell Sticky to...
It must be so hard because when you are in the coach's box, you've got no control over anything. So you'd feel helpless up there and you'd feel so frustrated, and then it just all comes to a head.
Well, you look at our two longest-serving coaches, well, Des is mostly one of them, I don't know. Well, Craig and Wayne. Like, Wayne's the absolute opposite. His pulse rate wouldn't go above 60. You know, and if you speak to Gus, he says he's the best, you know, at being able to turn a team around at half-time. So, you know, everyone, the key is being yourself, because otherwise just bottling it in, you just won't get the correct response from the players. So, but yeah, Wayne and Craig are opposites.
Well, because I think it's Gus, and he always says that as a coach, you've got about maybe 2 blow-ups in you. Yeah, 2 big blow-ups a season, because then you just start to lose sort of the impact that they have.
Yeah, Chris Hansen used to say that, you get to swear once. So that's the one time you get to abuse. But I remember Gus came in at full-time, we were leading at half-time against the Dragons pretty easily. And he come in at full-time and we just beat them. And there was always a bucket of beer full of ice. And Gus, I don't know why, he come in and booted it. And he's sitting there yelling, going, "Rah, you're hopeless, you're hopeless, you're all hopeless." And then realised he broke his toe. It just buckled into a corner.
What, from kicking it?
And everyone was laughing their head off.
Oh, that's where Jake Trbojevic may have got it from.
He was there.
All right, well, let's talk about the news in the media this morning that Kevy Walters, he's been announced as Kangaroos coach, but we thought we'd have a deep dive into what the end of the season is going to look like, because we've seen news in the week that Hamiso Tabuai-Fidow, he's reportedly considering playing for Samoa, and there are lots of changes as well. It feels like the Kangaroos team, the Australian team that we've seen in recent years, will not look anything like it has been.
Especially in the forwards, and middle forwards in particular. Payne and Tino will be walk-ups. So the Australian side here, the middles, so we got Ruben Cotter, we got Pat Carrigan, Isaiah Yeo, those sort of middles, and off the bench you got someone like Cam Murray, and you got Lindsay Collins, but some of those outside back rowers would have to play in the middle. Cam Murray.
Liam Martin's out. Cam Murray will be back before the end of the year.
I really can't believe that. He hasn't played a game this year. And for South Sydney, if he came back and played a month of footy.
Yeah, but South don't get a say. Like, representative football is, you know...
Did they ever lean on you, the Roosters, and say, don't?
Yeah, towards the end when I retired. But like Tom Turbo, he came back. He didn't play much last year and came back and played for Australia.
Tore his bicep. And missed a lot of footy.
But there's 2 ways that you could look at, say, that Cam Murray situation as well, because you could look at it, say, maybe this is actually going to be a benefit that he'll have some match fitness under his belt.
How could you stop someone wanting to play for their country? Seriously.
But then I understand what you mean in that they want to protect him.
Well, if I was South Sydney, if I was CEO or coach, I'd be saying, mate, we're paying you over $1 million. I want you back October 1, ready to go. Because if you go on tour, they won't be back till training until late January.
It'll be interesting what happens, I don't know, with the Players Association, because they have to have a certain amount of time. So I'm pretty sure it's 8 weeks. So from their last game, because when I was looking into the job, you could only leave and come home on certain times so the players could fit in their off-season holidays. So it'd be interesting with Cam Murray from a point of view he hasn't played all year, whether he's able to then go in because you're not allowed to train.
Yes, but he has still had to be in at the club doing obviously rehab and stuff. So it's not like he's been given.
Maybe he can speak to him. I'm sure there's an intelligent
grey
answer
area
to
that. You could,
Well, the other positions, the wings, no Brian To'o, so you'd have Xavier Coates and
Zach Lomax.
We got Latrell on the left, and Latrell's not there. Bradman Best will be a left centre.
Yep.
But then the right side, you got Turbo.
You also got Robert Toyer. So also you got to understand a lot of these blokes. Well, they do get a choice to play for Australia. Well, this isn't a kangaroo tour.
But I'd imagine, especially the younger Polynesian Pacific Island players, if players like Tino and Hamiso and Payne, they'd feel a bit of pressure that they'd have to play. And I absolutely applaud it. I absolutely applaud
Why wouldn't you want to play for Australia, the country you grow up?
Because they grow up in a family where they go to church with a lot of Tongans.
Yeah, but you're still in Australia.
I know that, but they might have a passion for it.
And also, it could also be representing your heritage as well.
Cousins, everyone. You know, the Pacific are families are generally big, and family is everything, and they get with family at the church. They'd be applauded if they played for Tonga or Samoa.
And I think that's one way that a lot of people look at it. It's sort of thanking their family. So if they're thanking their parents for, what they've contributed to their footy career by representing their heritage.
Unfortunately, for Australian jumper, Origin has become so big that it is the pinnacle of rugby league. But in years gone by, probably till the 90s, early 90s, playing for Australia was above Origin.
So this is the thing. How worrying is this then for...
I've got no doubt playing for Australia still is above. Like
no way. Not for me personally.
If I was a player, I'd want to play for Australia.
I'd want to play for Australia, but I'm just saying, in general, we have State of Origin. Winning a State of Origin series 3-0 would be above winning an Ashes series 3-0. It might change this year after we go over there, but what we'll have is, with these players committing to Tonga, Samoa, Fiji and these Pacific Islands, we will have genuine competition where 5 or 6 countries could win a World Cup. And it's competition, it's rivalry, which makes professional sport. So
do you think that it is more popular, representing your country? Like, do you think that...
As a player?
As a player.
I couldn't speak on behalf of anyone else. I only know from my point of view that representing your country is by far and away the most important thing and the highest thing you can do in the game.
And do you think that it still has the same... I feel like when you guys...
Yeah, but you've got to understand, they haven't played
an Ashes
series and test matches for an awful long time. Because what used to happen was England used to play their competition in our winter. So we'd go over and play their games during their season. So you used to go for 2.5 months. So you can't get that again unless you want to change their system. So, but you go over, they're going to have 3 full stadiums. You're going to get to play at, where's the first one?
Wembley.
At Wembley. So from my point of view the players should understand that this is a part of our history, whether they want to know about the history of the game. It actually started in England, rugby league, and came out here, and these were a big part of what they used to do. Blokes would get on boats and take a month to get over there, and people have died on boats. Like, the history behind test matches and travel to England is unbelievable. So I'd hate for our history to stop for the sake of, blokes wanting to go over to a Pacific Champs, which they could put back for a year. There's a World Cup next year. I just see going over to England for a player, this should be the most important thing you should do every 4 years. And that's the only way you keep it, if you convince the players of the importance of the history.
So would you rather see Payne and Tino play
this year?
No, in general.
No, this year. Well, so the one thing I'm disappointed with is when you go over to England, you're playing England. So in the old days, you played Great Britain. So that was players from Ireland, Scotland, Wales. And I think this should be the same. This should be everyone that plays in Australia who can play for Australia should be part of the choice, the selection.
What about should we more...
For this year, for the Kangaroo Tour.
So
if they're going to have Kangaroo Tours, there needs to be a point of difference why players are going to go.
So should we look at how this is set up, how the scheduling is looked at, so then we can have players...
No, you can't chop and change. At 16, 18, when you sign a contract, you need to sit down and say, this is who I'm committing to for my whole representative career.
But could you not look at it in a different way and say, hey, all right, we're going to have Pacific Championships as a separate entity, and then have... You can still represent Samoa, Tonga.
For me, it's one or the other. You can't play for Australia.
So who plays Origin? If you play for Samoa, can you play State of Origin?
Origin doesn't change. If you're in Australia before you're 12 or 13, for high school, you can play Origin. But at 18, you sit down and you talk to your family, you talk to coaches, whoever, and you decide who you want to commit to.
So what's the difference between a New Zealander, like a Remus Smith, to Hamasai Tabuai, who's a Samoan?
Well, they've got to sort out the tier.
Oh.
That's what they've got to sort out. Well, then you've got Victor, and you've got someone...
Well, Campbell Graham, AJ Brimson. I think AJ Brimson is apparently playing for England.
Yeah.
So there's a few players now that can...
So
Campbell Graham was the other one, but he played for Australia. Jacob Safidi. Well, he played for Fiji, but their first-tier team would be Australia. They grew up in Australia. They're born in Australia.
This is what I mean, the tier system. We need to sort out what it is.
Yeah.
And because then you've got Lebanon, you've got Cook Islands, you've got Greece.
Well, they're like developing nations.
But they need to sort out tomorrow.
But you
what
also
it
need to
is.
separate the Pacific Championships from the Ashes Tour as well, because you can't have those two competing with each other as
So you look at the team that's over at the moment in rugby union, the Lions. So they're a combination of England, Wales, Scotland
And Ireland.
and Ireland. So that's what it used to be, the Kangaroo Tour. They wore different jerseys. So the jersey that England played is a white jersey with red stripes, but the Great Britain one was a blue jersey, had blue, white and red.
So do you think there can ever come a time where we play a tri-series like the Lions and you have England, Australia, New Zealand, Pacific All-Stars team, like the Lions, where it covers everyone? Tonga, Samoa, PNG, Fiji.
Or it's
Cook
the other way
Islands.
around, where the Australian side, if you're living here, if you still represent Samoa and Tonga, you can play in whatever the...
I think for the history of the game, if they're going to continue to do Kangaroo Tours, then that should be the most important thing every 4 years. If you're going to highlight it and continue it, then there needs to be a,
They need to elevate it. If that's going to be what we're, really putting all of our eggs into, they need to elevate it and make sure everything else.
One thing, the middles for Australia are going to wake up very sore after they play Tonga and Samoa. But you know what we'll have to do? Australia will have to use the ball, change the way they play. You can't play the same style of play as these teams with power. You're going to have to move the ball.
Well, it's going to be
entertaining.
An interesting end to the footy season, but we've still got so much more footy to come before that.
Congratulations to Kevin Waters, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, big
So has it been
congratulations.
announced?
Yes, been announced this
Yeah, good
morning.
on you,
so
mate. It'll
he'll
be fantastic.
In charge for the Ashes Tour at the end of this season. So big congratulations to Kevy. But stick around, because coming up on Freddy the 8th, we are joined by a very special guest, Winter Olympian Matt Graham. He joins us here next.
Now, you guys being professional athletes will... See you, mate. Peter. Can't move.
Very good. Plenty of people at Nine's Wide World of Sports who could have nearly made it, but thankfully they didn't make it in the winter sports. So I'm pleased to say that we are joined by an absolute professional here on the couch. Matt Graham, good to see you. Now, you're a Winter Olympian. You're going to be heading over to Italy for the Winter Olympics at the start of next year. This is so exciting. Tell us a little bit about what you compete in.
Yeah, so I'm a freestyle mogul skier. These will be my 4th Olympic Games and probably my last. But yeah, so we're currently in the midst of our preparations. We're less than 200 days away now, so it's we're right in the thick of it, and just trying to stay healthy, get the most out of each day. And I guess these being my last Olympics, just really trying to enjoy each and every session and the little things that I'm going to miss out on at some point in my life when I hang up the boots.
So what does preparation involve? Because we're obviously here in Australia, you're having to train throughout the whole year. How do you sort of manage the fact that we don't have a lot of snow here and it's not all year round?
Yeah, so our season is, we run off the northern winter schedule. So our in-season is from sort of the beginning of December through till March, and then we'll have a few weeks off at the end of March, and then we're basically into either full-time dryland training during April, and then we utilise a facility up in Brisbane called water jump training, where we jump into a pool and practice tricks. And then we get a lot of support from our ski resorts down at Perisher and or down at our snowy mountains. I base myself in Jindabyne and ski out at Perisher, and yeah, I'll be heading down there tomorrow actually to start my winter season down there.
So usually in sport, you get your numbers up when you're young and you're fearless. You grew up on the Central Coast. So how'd you get into this?
Yeah, a lot of time in the car, mum and dad, and my older 3 siblings. I started skiing when I was 3 and just started out just family holidays. We go down for a week or 2 each season. And then at some point when I was about 7, mum and dad just heard of this club program at Perisher. And we linked up with the club program and started out doing all the disciplines, a little bit of ski racing, a bit of park and pipe and obviously moguls. And from quite an early age, I realised I enjoyed the moguls. It sort of gave me the biggest rush out of the disciplines that I did, and then and obviously had a bit of a talent for it and was reasonably good at it. And from then on, it was weekends down in Jindabyne. So we'd pack up the car Friday afternoon after my dad and mum had finished work. The 6 of us would drive down, ski Saturday, Sunday, and then Sunday night drive back for school on Monday. So a lot of time in the car.
How much of moguls, like you watch it, it looks so painful. Like I don't know how you do it. But how much is courage then compared to skill and tactics and all that?
There's obviously a big skill component. It's like it's a skill-based sport, and a lot of our training is obviously working on those skills and fundamentals, whether it's the skiing through the bumps or the jumps. But it's very physical, like you said. We're doing sort of 3 to 4 moguls a second, which is about 40k an hour. And those mounds of snow in the snow, they're not soft and fluffy. It's underneath, they're rock solid. And so you got to be willing to take a hit. So there is a lot of courage there. And
You get scared? When you're at the top, about to take off, I know there'd be excitement and nerves, but is there any fear?
Not really when I'm in the gate. You're locked in, just focused on what's in front of you and ready to attack the course. There's obviously times where I've been scared. If you have a big crash, all of a sudden you've got to get up and go again. I remember one time I was coming back from a broken collarbone and had some issues with the bone healing. And so basically I had a plate in my shoulder, which was acting as a splint whilst the collarbone was still broken. Anyway, I had a big crash just before a competition and actually bent the plate underneath the skin. And I could sort of tell straight away that I'd done some damage. And going up for that first competition round, after that, I didn't know, what was going to happen, whether it was the plate and screws were going to hold or whatnot. So I more or less just pushed in, took the first couple bumps a little easy, and then was like, I think I'm pretty good. So from then on, you can sort of charge it.
Because I feel like anyone who has skied or snowboarded before, when you see a mound coming towards you, you're going, oh no. But you guys just have this ultimate no fear factor. But you had a crash recently, am I correct? Did you land on someone else?
Yeah, so that was a couple of years back, yeah, in this clip here. So I'm the skier on closest to us, and my French competitor lost control going into that top air and flew off the side of the jump. And anyway, I remember being at this point, I could tell something was up, and then right at the last minute, just saw him on his back, sort of staring
You're
up
like
at me.
razors. Like you're this...
The ski edges are sharp, yeah. We tune them and get the edges dialed in.
Because that makes you go faster.
Just gives you that little bit more control, especially
That's incredible.
going through the bumps. But yeah, right
You
here.
could have killed him, man.
Really chopped his neck.
Chop his head off.
It was,
Did
yeah.
you deliberately do that? Look like you aimed for him.
I don't know, maybe he deliberately came
competitor.
across.
Sort of veered towards him. It's like
No,
an escort. In our game, it's like an escort.
Yeah.
He like went over.
Yeah, there was definitely an obstruction there, I'd say.
And you live in Bondi now.
Live in Bondi, yeah.
So once again, training, because
Yeah.
it snows different in Bondi, especially on a
Yeah.
Saturday night.
Yeah, it's not the solid form, it's more of a liquid form. But
Well, they've got the skating park down
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Now. Joey's
The
down
ice
there.
rink.
I went the other day with my daughter.
oh, yeah,
I was
they
the
had the
biggest
winter
kook.
festival there. Yeah.
Couldn't leave the fence.
I'll see if I can get... Joey sent me the evidence.
They
so
have
I'll see if I can get it
they have
on.
You got
little
the penguin?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
penguins that you can lean
I
on.
went to
and
buy the
ice
penguin.
skate.
She said,
For yourself, or?
for myself, yeah.
Don't be embarrassing.
That's terrifying.
I know my fiance's family, they were asking my fiancée Jess, they're like, oh, do you reckon Matt could ice skate? And Jess was like, oh, yeah, pretty sure he'd be
Could
pretty
you
good.
pick it up? It'd be the same sort of movements.
It's all, like, the fundamentals are very
Yeah.
similar, the way your edges work and everything. Skate a little bit in growing up, but, I mean, it's no different. If you grow up rollerblading, it's the same sort of technique as that.
So you're also a new dad to young Ada,
Yes,
10 months old.
10 months, yeah.
And you're also a bit of a footy fan as well. Who's your team?
I'm a Chooks fan.
Of course,
So,
he lives in Bondi.
yeah. I know, I remember it was one of the first things my future father-in-law asked me who I went for, and when I said the Chooks, I think he let me in the front door.
Who does he
From
go
the Central
for?
Coast.
He's from Bondi, so
Okay.
he's a
It's
Chooks.
part of Newcastle, Central Coast.
I know, it's the Newcastle has always been my second team, but it's
Mate, Central Coast Roosters, Andrew.
Oh, that's right.
I actually went for the Northern Eagles for a season there back in
Yeah.
the day when they were around. So
Do you reckon they should have a team up there, based out of Gosford? Do you reckon
I
there's
mean-
enough cash and enough people?
I think the community definitely gets
they
behind
get
it.
behind it, wouldn't
when they have the local games there at Blue Tongue Stadium. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's
Mate,
called
there's
Blue
Blue
Tongue
Tongue
anymore.
25. I think I'll be happy.
I grew up.
Yeah.
It's like ANZ.
Polytech now, I think it is.
What is it now? Acor?
I think it's Polytech.
Yeah. So
What? Who's your mentors? Who's the goat of Australian winter sports?
So in our sport, like growing up, I was lucky enough to sort of following the footsteps of an ex-Olympic gold and silver medalist, Dalberg Smith.
Yep.
He was a Canadian-born lad and came out and skied for Australia during the 2000s. And he sort of took me under his wing when I was young. You know, he was actually, I remember when I think I was 13, he sort of took time out of his schedule and I trained alongside him. And his coach would coach him and then Dale would coach me as well. So
Cool.
even just doing those few days with him was just sort of like, you know, an eye-opener for me. And so yeah, now hopefully at some point I can give back to the younger kids in the sport.
What's the next 6 months like leading into February next year?
Yeah, so I'm heading down to the Snowy Mountains tomorrow and starting off my winter season down there. We train out of Perisher and base ourselves in Jindabyne there. We have a good national training sports centre down there, which is sort of finished up a couple of years ago. It's got a great gym, recovery centres, so we're all set up there, and then we ski up at Perisher. And from then on, our season starts in December, so we'll head overseas early November, do like a bit of a lead up over there, and then we're basically on the road competing and qualifying for the games, which are in February.
How exciting. It's very different to what you guys have been doing in Brisbane. You've been training in your budgies off synthetic ones into pools, so...
It's a little different, but the fundamentals, I mean, once you're off in the air, everything works the same. It's, and obviously the land is slightly different, but yeah, if you're going to take a hit, you'd rather do it into water than on snow.
For sure, I think that's fair to say. Well, thanks so much for coming on. We look forward to watching your journey over the next few months, certainly, and good luck in the Winter Olympics.
Thanks for having me, and go the Chooks.
Good on you.
The Olympics is on Channel 9?
On Channel 9, yes.
Okay.
We cannot wait. The countdown is on to Milano Cortina, and of course it'll be across your screens right here on Nine's Wide World of Sports, Channel 9, 9 Now, and Stan Sport 2.
I was with Andrew Walker. We're over there, we're trying to catch up to the other fellas. We got there on a later flight. And so we went to a bar, and so I had my tag watch on that I got as
Can I just say, you keeping up with Andrew Walker.
Me and
on the
Andrew
drink,
Walker.
It's not going to end good.
we're having a good night. Anyway, so I went to a nightclub, and I had all my cash on me. I didn't have time to put it in my safe in my room.
Oh, no.
So I've gone to the bar, obviously, and they've seen money, watch. As I'm walking out, they've gone to grab me. I've bolted in my thongs, went to hurdle a hedge, and sort of didn't come off great. Then they grabbed me and took me into a cell, just put me down, took me watch, money, and let me out a couple of hours later. I was pooping myself.
Oh, goodness.
There was a dude in the corner. He was a shocking look.
Take your pants off.
So he'd been arrested. He
was.
Did you know what he was
He
in for?
belonged there.
So, Freddie, the question is, what happened then?
I bolted. I didn't catch up with old matey in the corner.
Not for a drink afterwards, reminisce?
Who was daddy, who was mummy?
No, there's none of that.
Oh, you guys have lived a life, haven't
great
you?
trip.
You have lived many lives in your years.
That was a good one.
All right, well, guess what? Finals footy, it is just around the corner. This is very exciting. I think it's about 9 weeks to go until the end of the season.
7.
7 weeks until the end of the season, or 7 weeks until finals?
7 weeks till finals.
Okay, there you go. So this is what the finals week 1 would look like as the ladder stands right now. Any surprises here?
I think you can lock in Raiders Warriors. I think Raiders without doubt will finish on top, and I think Warriors without doubt will finish 4th.
Storm have got a really hard run. Storm have got the Roosters twice. They've got Melbourne twice. So they've actually got a pretty tough trot. Seagulls have actually got some hard games as well. So the team that sits just below there is the Dolphins.
I had a look. So there's 4 teams going for that 7th, 8th position. And it's Manly, the Sharks, Dolphins and Roosters.
Sharks is easy.
The Sharks is easy. They'll finish 7th. So then you've got Manly, Dolphins and Roosters fighting out for 8th position. The Roosters for and against is horrible, which means even though they're on the same points as the Dolphins, really, they're a point below. They're 2 points below.
Because the Dolphins for and against is incredible.
169.
Yeah.
Where the Roosters is 8. So the Roosters tomorrow night, it's their grand final. If they lose tomorrow night, they're no chance of making that 8th position.
Who do you see sneaking through in that log jam at the moment, say, for those bottom 2 positions on the
Sharks
ladder?
will come 7th,
Yep.
without a shadow of a doubt. As Freddy said, they've got a really good run in. And then the 8th position, I'll probably lean towards Manly. I think Manly getting everyone back. Olakuatu's back this week. I've actually tipped them to beat the Dogs, live and free on Sunday. That'll be a heck of a game. Roosters for me,
What's the weather? The weather's good, isn't it?
fine. Yep.
So do you see any of the teams that you expect to, say, finish in the bottom 4 of the top 8? Do you see any of them actually really giving it a red-hot crack and potentially end up in the grand final?
You're going to have Penrith and Brisbane. I know you keep saying no, but Penrith and Brisbane, a lot of the teams actually that are in the top, Canterbury, Warriors, Canberra, geez, they haven't had much experience in playing in semi-finals. Who's the other one? Who did I miss?
Storm.
Storm. Well, Storm played in plenty. But so you've got 3 teams there who haven't been in the top 4 for a long time.
So for me, the Panthers, 4 weeks leading in, they play 3 top 4 teams. In the last round, they play the Dragons. Then they go into sudden death footy where they'd have to win 4 games in a row. So really, out of 8 weeks footy, they'll have one so-called easier game versus the Dragons. The rest are going to be semi-final intensity. It's too hard for them. And they've played a lot of footy. Liam Martin's busted. I don't know how Nathan's groin and that stuff is, but it's a bridge too far this year for me, for the Panthers.
I think the good sign is they're winning at home. They've got a couple of home games. And the fact is they've all had a rest. So they managed to rest Nathan, Isaiah, Dylan, Brian, all of them got a rest, and they still won the games. They've won all their games over Origin. They've won 6 games and had 2 byes. So they've made like 16 points up over that period.
The Broncos, for me, I thought they'd make a run for the 4th position with the injuries to Luke Metcalf. But I think that win on the weekend from the Warriors over Newcastle gives them some breathing space. So the Broncos are 4 points behind, and they've got an easiest run, easy run on paper.
I still can't believe that
twice.
Warriors finish as well. I wanted to check in on you. We'll see it coming up very
Blacker.
But I wanted to check in with you on Monday.
Pelisima. What a freak.
He is. So quickly, just who do you see playing grand final?
I got Raiders.
I feel like Storm.
Raiders Storm.
Raiders Storm.
Raiders Storm. And then who do you see coming out on top in the grand final
Storm.
then? Storm.
I got Storm, yeah.
What a thrilling grand final that would be though. Some of those
Different
Raiders
styles.
players are so fascinating to
Love
watch.
watching the Raiders. I love
Powerful.
watching them play. They play an ad-lib style, and when it sticks, you can't stop them. They're a dangerous team.
A couple of gun front rows. Every team that wins a grand final, you need good front rows.
And they get the young.
That's why I think Canterbury, they've just had to chop and change so much.
And I think I read somewhere as well, Big Papi could be asking to see if he could stay on for another year.
Right?
Puppy.
He should.
Why wouldn't you? All right, let's
do you
dive
call
into
Big puppy.
Josh Papali'i.
Oh.
Call me Big
Isn't
Puppy.
that his nickname?
Say that at home. Call me Big Puppy.
That's Mark.
Let's dive into having a crack thanks to Sportsbet. We've got some classics here. We've got some very interesting Try July celebrations here. Did you see this one over the weekend?
Girls are unreal.
They really just tapped into that Coldplay.
Aren't you sick of that?
Oh.
Far out. I reckon the missus, that bloke's going to take him for everything.
And so she should.
Yeah, what a peanut.
All right, what about this one? Another Try July celebration after we get to see the Coldplay CEO one. This one.
Is that she does the flip?
Yes.
Look how athletic.
She do a flip.
The backflip.
Yeah. Geez, the footy's been good, the NRL.
Ready? Oh, there you go.
How athletic is that?
Oh,
Look at
wow.
Jamie Chapman.
She's got springs in her feet. Like a kangaroo.
She's a gun.
And then finally, the corner post.
Well, Daly Terry Evans used the corner post last week as a walking stick. That was very clever.
Knighted.
Knighted.
She got knighted.
I think that was the first
There you
try
go.
for the
We
night.
love the creativity. We've got plenty more coming up
Young
here on
girl
Freddy and the 8th.
Staines. She's a rugby 7 convert. That's the first try.
Yeah.
Nice. Well
There
done.
you go. Knighted officially.
Knighted.
Plenty more coming up here on the show. Right now, though, let's get a quick market update with Joel Kane at Sportsbet.
Round 21 of the National Rugby League. We are very, very close now, folks. And as you know, with Sportsbet, the NRL Weekly Hub, yes, it's a staple. The Sportsbet Bingo is ready to go, the Sugar Bingo, and I have found some value here. So that's fine. That is fine. But we turn our attention to the NRLW, folks. We have got the NRLW Bingo, the Sugar Bingo here. And this is where we find ourselves some real jewels in the rough. We're going to find some big ones here. And don't forget as well, folks, when they score, when they score, is what I'm saying. You put it out there. Try July. You've got the Hardship Fund. You've got the Skin Foundation. We have got you covered, so get amongst it, folks. The girls have been on fire. Boys, lift, please. It is the NRL Weekly Hub Sportsbet. We'll catch you soon.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
I'm driving to the ground on Sunday. No, Tuesday. I keep thinking Sunday. Yesterday, Anzac Day. So I'm talking to Fat. Fat rings me. So I'm on the Bluetooth talking. next thing I get pulled over by the coppers. They got the breathalyzers. Yeah. So the bloke comes over, his candidate said, mate, sorry, he goes, oh, you're talking to Fatty, eh? He's going, there you go, Fatty. Fatty goes, I said, mate, just let me count the breathalyzers. He goes, mate, don't worry about breathalyzer, get that thing on his tongue. I got to say, the copper was a good sport.
Oh, very good.
Oh, Fatty always putting it. Yeah, you could be on one of those episodes of RBT.
Oh, RBT, you're that bloke looks like Brendan Smith. Yeah. He's crashed his car, he's sideways. You been drinking? No. Oh, it's the best. RBT.
It's a good little afternoon watch, isn't it?
Oh, it's good.
All right, Freddie, it is time for your Flyers. Take us through it. I'm looking forward to this.
Righto, Lockie Galvin. It wasn't so much how good the try was, it was just when it was scored and the situation. I think everyone's feeling a bit for Lockie, put in the hot seat and absolutely nailed it. So you don't get on the board, brother, but we're thinking of you. What a great pass. Not great defence.
He can do something with his hair.
And Jethro. Oh, good tackle, and here we go. They go end to end, the Melbourne Storm. Grant Anderson, isn't he a handy player? Just takes off and all of a sudden he just hoiks it. I love this. Oh. Bang! Xavier Coates. What a legend.
Garrick's effort there.
Well, I've got to say, for that pass, he nearly makes it. Who's at the bottom? Danica?
Big Papa.
Big Papa. Sorry, Big Papa.
Call me Puppy.
Here we go. There you go. You're in. Oh, that's the wrong one. Lecker, my man. There you go, Xavier Coates. And, of course,
this one. This is
Lecker Halasima. He is touching the board. Well, it was the last play of the game. Poor old Tanner Boyd took his third attempt at sealing for the Warriors, and then Lecker, 40 metres out.
Yeah, footwork.
Yeah.
Just dragged three of them over.
18-year-old, big body, but the footwork as well.
They got three young back rowers in that team.
Critter for PM.
Who are potential superstars.
So how hard?
It's good to see them getting their junior system.
Johnson's gone.
Pathways right. I see they've opened an academy up in Logan.
Well, they're in the New South Wales Cup, the second tier. They're winning that. They won the Matthews. Oh, they're killing it.
Good.
Yeah. South Auckland. They're all from South Auckland. We should be doing a lot there.
What were you like at full time on Sunday night?
Oh, sad. Sad.
Sad, Andrew?
Yeah, sad. And I had to do the NRLW, so I couldn't drown myself in sorrows, if you know what I mean. Had to wait a bit.
So where does
but the girls won.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go. Yeah. You finished on a high. So where does Lecker go? He's in...
He actually took over Critters.
Yep.
Up here.
So
and then we moved off the two bottom ones. Alex Johnson.
And Big Papa.
Because they were more sentimental. Alex Johnson, of course, crossing for his 200th. And what's he? Big Puppy.
Big Papa.
Big Puppy.
There you go.
All right.
Well done.
Some great tries.
Some great tries. Hey, as well, for everyone at home tuning in, don't forget that you can watch and win. So you enter now, scan that QR code on your screen because we have some more details of our end-of-year party. So you can come and join us as well. We want to see some photos of you, your most creative photos of where you watch Freddy in the 8th as well. And you can send them into our email address, f8@9.com.au.
There was one the other day that was interesting.
Very interesting.
Swing.
How would you describe that one? Because I don't think we could show that one on TV.
No. It'll be interesting what they're doing Wednesdays because they watched it live.
I'd love to know what the odour was like in that place. Actually, Joey Elias, Benny's brother, reached out.
Did he?
Yeah.
For our end of season.
Yeah, he's got the boats, the all occasion cruises. Yeah, anyway, that'd be nice. Remember the Wild Boys Afloat? He had in 1995. Of course you don't.
All right, well, yeah, December it looks like it could be on. So
First week of December.
First week of December, party season. So enter now and win as well. All right, we'll stick around. Plenty more coming up straight after the break. And don't forget the first ever NRLW Magic Round is coming up. You can get your tickets at nrl.com/tickets. Looking forward to some big matchups this weekend on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Thursday night footy sees the Roosters and the Storm go head-to-head. Friday night, another blockbuster, the Broncos and the Eels at Suncorp Stadium. Then Sunday afternoon footy, the Bulldogs and the Seagulls live from Allianz Stadium. Looking forward to that one too. Let's talk a little bit Thursday night footy. This is a big one. You said before as well, there's a lot riding for the Roosters on this. So who do you see coming out on top?
I like the Chooks. I really like the Roosters. No Munster, no Big Nelson, no Pappenhausen.
Geez, they lose a lot with Pappenhausen. A lot of those small opportunities. He used to score so many tries. Great supporter.
Support play. Yeah, Roosters at home. I really like them.
Yep, so do I.
Sandon Smith at 5'8".
Some changes, yeah, for the Roosters as well. Chad Townsend.
There's a few out because Victor's out. Billy Smith's out.
Yep.
And there was one other. But I think at home, Thursday night, they'll want to bounce back. They're pretty poor. The coach was very disappointed what they did at Cronulla, so they'll bounce back.
All right, Friday night footy, Broncos or Eels?
Broncos.
Iongi out. Jeez, what a player he is.
Isn't there a donkey joke like Iongi? He always calls me. No?
He always calls me donkey. Brisbane by plenty.
Yep, I'm Brisbane.
Brisbane. And then Sunday afternoon footy, Bulldogs and Seagulls. I'm expecting this one to be a really good matchup.
Maybe a full house.
Yeah.
Come on, Manly, get over the bridge.
What's the reason for Allianz?
It's a
30-year anniversary, of course.
Yeah,
1995.
Jimmy Dimmick put a clinic.
That's right.
Clive Churchill. They were nearly unbeatable that year. That was an incredible win by the Bulls.
They had a good team for a couple of years, didn't they, Manly?
I really like Manly in this one.
I'm going Canterbury. I just think they'll be too strong.
All right, well, there you go. Stick around. We're going to be back to wrap it all up after this short break. Well, welcome back to Freddy and the 8th, and I've got both of your attentions. It's great to see.
I'm just checking the form. The mate's horse.
Before we say goodbye, do you know what we've got? A photo of you ice skating.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. A video.
Look at it. Look at our fearless wonder.
This is our 8th immortal who's been humbled on the ice skate.
Alice is going, come on, Dad, let's go.
Yeah. 6-year-old call me a kook.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us again for this week's episode of Freddy and the 8th. Enjoy the footy and we'll catch you again next week.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.